Welcome to today's video tutorial on how to make the 3D pop-up heart, but made from the House of Cards by Karen Burniston. It looks like this. So let's get started. The items that you're going to need are 2 pieces of 5x7 cardstock. You want to score those on one end at 1/4 inch. You will be gluing those together. Then you'll need 3 pieces of 4.5 by 6 3/4 designer or printed paper to decorate the inside and the front cover of your card base. You'll need decorations for the front and the inside of the card. Those are of your choosing. I used the Happy Valentine's Day. I used some border dies and the XOXO from Karen Burniston's word set Valentine set. You'll need some Scotch tape, just a very little bit. It's to hold things together. You'll need scissors, a pencil, glue. You'll need your die set. That's the Karen Burniston 1242 House of Cards die set. And you'll need a template. You'll need to make a template, or if you have a heart form, you will need, it looks like this. 5.5 by 5 3/4. All right, for your prep work, you'll need 6 sets of red cardstock cut out from the 4-piece die set. I'll show you what that. It's this die. So you'll need 6 sets of those. You'll need 1 set out of this one in the red, and then you'll need to cut you'll need to cut 2 sets out of brown so that we can use those as decorations. And then you will have your base pieces that you'll need to cut, and those you just need 1 set of those. All right, so let's get started with showing you how to put this together. The first thing that you'll want, as I said before, is to have a template that is 5.5 inches by 5 3/4. You'll take the only so all of the pieces that we're going to talk about right now are from the die that cuts the 4 pieces. So you're going to make you're going to use 2 sets for the top portion, and this is where we'll do the little top of the heart, where we do the roundedness. Then you'll need another 2 sets to make the box. Let me move this a little bit. To make the box set. This is your second layer, and you just 2 boxes put together. Make sure that you always put your golf club pieces down, because those are connecting to each layer. And then the third layer is, let me show you how I did that. I put a little heart in there. I mean, an arrow in there. It's 1 box, but it's 2 sets. So what you're going to do is you're going to make 1 box, and then you'll have 2 pieces from the second set here and 2 pieces on the second set here, and we're going to cut it so that it gives that heart shape. The final where's my I lost my bottom piece. The final piece will be the set that is the 2, that comes in the 2, and it has the slot down the middle and the little ridge, the little divots in the middle. those, you want to make sure that when you put that together, that you put the red one together, and then we're going to take the brown ones, and what we're going to do is, when we get there, I'll show you better, but you're going to put that on there, and you're going to line it up, score it, and cut it so that you can glue these pieces on. All right, so let's get started showing you how to do all of this. So again, what I was saying is, when you make this portion right here, you're going to do your box, and then you're going to put these wings out just like you did on this one. You're going to have wings. So you see how these both line up the same? They both have a center box, and then this one you're going to cut this way, where this one you're going to cut up the sides, and that's where this comes in, because this is your template. So if I lay, let's say I have this, and I have it where this is the, no, that's, here we go. So if I put this and line it up after it's already been assembled, you want to make it sure it's assembled, and before you cut it, you want to put right down the center fold, you want to put a piece of Scotch tape on the front and the back, because with this piece right here, the way that these hold together is you have to have this long slot. Well, you're cutting away part of that slot. So in order to stabilize it and keep it from falling apart, you need to put some Scotch tape here. And you want to do it on the back. Make sure that you put the tape on before you put your cut lines in there. So when you have your cut lines, then you're going to come around with your template, and you're going to draw that edge around like that. So it'll look like this. So if I'm cutting it around like that, and then you're going to come in and you're going to trim where you just put those pencil lines, and you see how it bends a little bit if you're not careful with it. So that's your first, that's your first level right there. So again, it just lines up. All right, your second stage, or your second level, is simply two sets of the 4 pieces in the 4-piece die. You're just going to take those, and you're going to put them together to make 2 boxes connected. You're going to lay those down, and that's all you have to do with them. It's very simple. And this piece, again, remember, we're doing the box, we're putting the box together, and then we're setting, so you will have, when you've put it actually together before you cut it, it will look like that. So how do we get that? How do we get that shape? Well, what you're going to do is, again, you're going to take your template, you're going to lay it down so that your point is lined up. You're going to score around here. You'll cut that, and so that it brings it down here. Now, for this one, this bottom portion, for it to look, you see how this comes way out? In order to have that, let me put it this way. In order to have it look kind of symmetrical, you don't want to cut exactly like this. You want to have about a 1/2 inch out, or 1/4 inch out, so that it gives you the illusion of the heart shape when it's in the 3-dimensional stance. And then finally, again, what we're going to do is we're going to make one of the die sets in the red. We're going to put that together, and we will, then what you'll do is you'll set it at the actual bottom of the heart. You'll draw a line on each side. That will be your guide. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take, so if these were brown, see what you're going to do is I need the one that's in the center here. So here you have your red, and what you're going to do is you're going to take the brown, and again you're going to do the same thing. You're going to line it up, draw, and you're going to cut off this portion. This is the portion that you need. Don't do the portion up here with these little slots. You want the ones with the golf pieces, because that's what you're going to be gluing, is right here. You're going to actually just glue these pieces on top. All right. So when we get this all put together, the next thing you want to do is you want to, when you've put your cards together, you've scored each piece, your 5 by 7 at 1/4 of an inch, and all you do is just simply glue that 1/4 inch together so that it gives you a 6.5 inch piece of card base. And then I went ahead and decorated it. And when you start to put your base on, you don't want to put these lines exactly in the middle. You want to spread them out so that it will help to open up the card, the heart. And I did not, in Karen's videos, sometimes she will trim these down. I did not. I found that for this particular, the heart, you need the full width of that tab right there. So I just glued it along the score lines. So now to assemble this, what we're going to do is we're going to see, there's about how it looks when you have that chocolate, or I call it chocolate because the idea there is that I wanted my heart sitting on what looked like a piece of chocolate candy or nugget. And so I chose to do it that way. You can design it the way you want it. Now what I'm doing here is I am actually putting the base into, I'm attaching the first layer to the base. Okay, so it looks like this. Okay, can you see how it gives you that bottom V shape of the heart? Okay, so we're going to do the next level. Make sure that you have your what am I trying to say? Golf club pieces there. And you're going to go ahead and attach them to the base. Trying to show you without having my big old hand in there how I did that. Also, I wanted to say that the cardstock that I used is about an 80-pound cardstock. I didn't want it to be too heavy, getting into the 100 to 110 or 120 pound. The base, though, is 110 cardstock because I wanted it to be very stable and sturdy for all this weight that I was putting on it. But the actual red cardstock is about 80 pound for the lightness so that it will float better. All right, so we've got our first 2 layers on, and we're ready to put the next layer on. So what this does is it's going to sit down between, so it's going to, let me see if I can get that there. It's going to sit down in between like that. So let me get this attached. And I find it easy to do the inner section first. Because that way it's seated down in the pop-up better if you do the middle section first and then go back and do the wings. And one thing I also wanted to make a comment about is when you're cutting that hold on a minute. When you're cutting this layer, the bottom layer, this layer right here, make sure you don't cut off this little slot here, because that's where you actually going to use those to attach part of that level. Okay, I think I got it all in. All right, so this is what it looks like so far. And for our final section. All right, so you have one box with wings, or as I like to look at it better, is that you have two X's that have been attached. And again, you're just gonna, the easiest way to do this is to get that middle section done first, because the card sits down, as I said, in or the mechanism, it sits down in there and seems to assemble easier when it's all down in the card. Well, I'm having trouble today. There it goes. Let's see if we can get this one in the back. There it goes. Okay, so that's what it kind of looks like looking down into it. And here is your card popped up. So when we close it, it will close down. It will sit nicely within the framework of the card. And there you have it. Now again, I decorated with a little arrow, you know, like Cupid's shooting through the heart. If you have any questions, give me a text or an email. I mean, not an email, but a comment, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have about this. I hope you enjoy this mechanism. I hope you, next year for Valentine's Day, you can put this together and spread some joy for some other people in your life. God bless you and have a great day.